Mics are open.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Violet Cove, where the only thing hotter than the desert sun is the high school gossip about. Ooh, was working on that one at 4 a.m. last night. Didn't turn out so good. We have a couple of notes before we start with our first session. If you're looking to know more about our characters, you can watch our Session 0, which is uploaded to this YouTube page under Violet Cove Session 0, but we have one change from that. One of our players has actually switched characters, so Jane, if you just want to give a quick bio of your new character before we start.
Yeah, hello, sorry, the queen life was not for me. I am now playing a fae by the name of Wisteria. She is a sweet, soft cottagecore girl who yeets baked goods at the people like stones of mob, I guess. I don't know. Other than that, she's a very big airhead. And yeah, shenanigans will certainly ensue due to her lack of attention.
You'd love to see it. All right, yes. So we have everything. We have everyone else ready to go. Our mortal, vampire, werewolf, witch, and fae. So with no further ado, let's make an attempt to start this game. I never know how to start a campaign, so let's keep it nice and simple. It is late August in the town of Violet Cove. For the last few weeks, people have begun to prep for school. You've received on your pupil path accounts, what homeroom number you're going to be in. Yeah, that one brings back the bad memories.
That one hurt.
What homeroom number you're going to be in, on what floor, with which teacher. All of you have received the information that you are going to be in Mr. Nielsen's class. You all find that very interesting, maybe with the exclusion of Maddie, because you know that Mr. Nielsen is a gym teacher. So you're wondering kind of maybe what the deal is with that. Otherwise, people are excited to get back to school, maybe take a break from their summer jobs. The back to school sales are on, and people have been getting their notebooks, their folders. Some sports teams have started pre-training for tryouts. Even the private school kids have begun to move back into town, making no one really happy, maybe besides them. And in the last week of August, the first day of school finally rolls around. And you guys can come up to room 302, where your homeroom will be. Mr. Nielsen isn't there yet, but it seems like maybe he was there before. Is anyone particularly punctual? Is anyone arriving, do they think, first?
I'll be there early. I generally don't like the rush of people as they all try to crowd through the door.
Yeah, so Bryce, you came to class fairly early to get a good parking spot for that beautiful car.
Well, the car I drive to school is a piece of shit.
Well, you got me there.
It's a car, though.
Yeah,
the beautiful car we'll probably see later.
All right, maybe. Okay, you arrived to get a good parking spot with a short walk, nonetheless.
Yes.
You haven't been assigned your senior parking spots yet, because I know that's a thing that public schools do where people drive. We'll get to that. In the classroom already, there's McKennedy, who was formerly homeschooled and very softly spoken. Also, there's Marvin and Timothy sitting in the front rows, and everything else is fairly empty. So you can, freely make your way to the back corner towards the wall, where you are on the seating chart, and wait for more people to fill in. You can see Mr. Nielsen kind of poke his head into the room, look at the students, give you a head count, and he continues walking down the hall, kind of patrolling for more people to corral into his room, if that is correct for them. Who else is arriving on the earlier side?
I would say Marzana's next. She wants to get this day over with.
Yeah, so as you walk down the hall, you and Mr. Nielsen kind of have a moment of contempt. Goths and gym teachers don't typically get along. He knows you. you know him. The relationship isn't great. He kind of just looks at you and goes, "You in my homeroom class this year?"
She goes, "Yep."
"Don't keep me waiting." He points towards the door.
She shrugs and just walks in.
All right. You can take your seat next to Bryce. After that, some more people, some more front rowers kind of start coming in. Timothy and Lillian, two teacher's pet types in their own right, kind of make it in. Grace, who's like the big theater kid of your grade, makes it in. Scotty, the Star Trek kid. People start slowly taking their seats. And eventually at this point, Mr. Nielsen comes and takes a seat at the desk and starts flipping through first day paperwork, just lazily keeping an eye over the rest of you. Who's coming in next?
Maddie would probably be next.
Alright.
She'd probably like stick her head in the door and be like, "Hi, I'm looking for Mr. Nielsen's room."
Yeah, he looks up from his paperwork. You can see behind it that it's actually a crossword puzzle behind like the attendance paperwork.
Good for him.
And he's like, "Oh, this is he? What can I do for you?"
I think I'm in homeroom here. I'm new. I don't really know my way around.
You got 302?
She like pulls out like a slip of paper and is like, "Yeah."
You're in the right place. Just take a seat. Wherever.
All right, thank you. She goes and like sits sort of like in the middle near the front.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing
Alright.
Wistaria's sense of direction, she's probably coming in next.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm here. And seeing a new face, she's just like, oh, and makes her way over to a desk and then sits down. Kind of leans over to Maddie. "Hey, couldn't help but notice you're new. Here, have this. Consider it a welcome favor." And she takes out of her little woven basket, which is her backpack, a little assortment of cookies, nicely wrapped and placed with a bow and ribbons and flowers.
Oh, well, thank you. That's mighty kind of you. Thanks, I suppose. What's your name? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
"My name is Wisteria. It is nice to meet you. What is your name?"
Call me Maddie.
"Nice to
hi.
meet you, Maddie. If you're interested in getting
Except-
some more of these, just ask. Although, next time, it'll cost you."
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. You seem nice. And she kind of puts the cookies on her desk and like sort of eyes them a bit.
"Yeah." She leans over. "Those cookies will help you bribe certain teachers. Mr. Nielsen's one of them." And she gestures to the little sack of half-eaten cookies on his desk.
Oh, well, thanks for the tip.
"Need similar tips or something like that?" "I've got a few resources." "Ooh, pretty bird."
All right. Yeah. So even more people are straggling in now as it grows. Maybe just 1 or 2 minutes left until the bell. You know what? I'm not gonna count on you to show up until afterwards. But most of the class.
She's probably gonna show up like dipping her head in like a couple seconds after the bell rings. So
Yeah. So the bell rings. And in come the usual late suspects for the school. Hazel, typically late with the iced coffee, truly iconic. And I'm assuming Becca with Jace.
yeah, probably in unison.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you guys come in, also earning a glare from Mr. Nielsen. Maybe you more than him. But there are 2 seats waiting for you towards the back of the room.
She kind of pauses for a second, just kind of glances around the room, eyes briefly settling on Maddie.
Maddie's eyes
Before-
go kind of like wide, and it's like, oh shit.
Before actually like taking her seat.
hmm
All
Is
right.
somebody
Yeah.
not
So
wearing
once you take.
headphones? Nope, we just lost someone.
Ooh, great.
Nope, they're back. Is anybody not wearing
Okay.
headphones?
No, sorry about that.
Okay, I can hear the push to
had
talk
my,
button noise. So
I had my push to talk button on right shift, which apparently has one of the sticky key shortcuts, so it was just
Oh,
beeping
okay.
incessantly after I held it down for too long. Sorry about that. I changed it.
Incredible.
Yep.
Yeah. So once you all have sat down, Mr. Nielsen pushes himself up from his desk with a great effort. You know how dads stand up when they're gonna ask you to do all the work in the yard and pretend like they're doing it. You all know. And he goes kind of like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and counts until he goes over all of you, and he goes, that looks like everybody, familiar faces, and he kind of starts marking down, people's attendance bubbles, and he goes, Jace and Becca, late. Hazel, late as well. Marks down, and he goes, and the new one, sorry, Olivia, is it?
Yeah, hi. Could you call me Maddie?
He kind of looks at you funny, and he's like, all right, I suppose that won't be a problem. You see him kind of write it on his sheet. He closes it, sits back down at his desk, and he says, be good. The announcements will come on every. And just as he's saying that, you hear the the morning PA system comes on, and a very familiar voice to most of you begins to speak. Good morning, everybody. This is Principal June, and we're here to welcome you back to an excellent new year at Violet Cove High School. We're so pleased to have you back, and we hope that you've had an excellent summer. Today we'll follow normal schedule for the week, and we will follow through until our first break of the year in the fall. Having tryouts this week, we have softball, baseball, football, swimming, fencing, and cheerleading. You can find sign-up sheets for these tryouts outside the lunchroom. Club sign-ups will also be on the opposite side of the lunchroom door for drama club, photography, art club, and some of our new additions. We hope you all had a great summer and will have a great day. And then it goes again.
Oh boy.
And the announcements are over. And Nielsen looks over his crossword and he goes, you can talk amongst yourselves. If you were wondering where Mr. Danforth is, his wife had a baby over break, so I'll only be here for a few weeks. So stick out of my hair, and I'll stick out of yours. I'm sure they'll be announcing it later, but I'll let you all know that the Summit Prep charity game is this weekend. So show up, and I'll give you some extra credit or something. And you guys are kind of free to talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes before you have to head to your actual classes.
Okay. I'll just listen in on what's happening for now.
Wisteria's gonna turn over to Maddie. So, what class do you have next? I probably won't be any good at giving directions, but it would be funny if we were in the same next class.
I think it's a U.S. history class. All of them, I'll probably figure it out. Just, it's got the room number on it, and you just kind of find one that's close to it and start going down the hall. And worst comes to worst,
Oh,
I'm gonna stick my head into everyone.
wow, that's actually really smart. I never. Wait, the doors are labeled?
Well, this one was. I hope they're all labeled.
Ah.
That'd make it a lot easier.
I mean, they probably are. I just didn't notice that. Wow, that makes organizing things so much easier. Oh wait, I forgot. What class do I have next?
That'd probably be a good thing to figure out. Say, Wisteria, you generally know most of the people in this school, right?
Yeah, if you give cookies to people, they all want to be your friend. Well, most of them. And she's gonna like shoot a look at Vivian.
Yeah, so Vivian, who's kind of turned away, like backwards in her seat on her like phone, like taking pictures and Snapchatting people. No one really cares. It seems that maybe she's Snapchatting someone across the room at this point.
Of course.
She kind of catches your glare over her phone and she goes, "What, weirdo?"
But anyways, no, for the most part, everyone's really nice here.
So, who's the big girl in the leather in the back of the room?
Oh, biker chick Becca.
What's her deal?
Yeah, she's got this really big, cool motorbike. Like it's like a dark stallion riding over the horizons.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I haven't interacted with much. She isn't one of my usual customers, but on the occasion, she'll buy a brownie. Coming, that reminds me. I think I have like once every 3 months she gets a shipment. Hey, why don't I do you a favor? You need to know more people here. Can you do the delivery for me?
Sure, I suppose. I mean, I don't know my way around town very well, but I could figure it out.
You can just drop it by her locker. She takes
Oh.
out a little bundle, and it's in this box that's kind of leather looking. It's got spikes and studs on it. Here.
Seems rather personalized, I suppose. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it for you.
Now,
Just,
I
like,
need to
looks at it
figure
like,
out what
am I
class
getting
I
myself
have
into?
next.
At this point, the bell rings for you guys to disperse through the passing period, maybe to get your books if you don't already have them, and then head to your next class. You all have lockers already from being previous students of the school. It's kind of like if you were to have a mailbox at college where you have the same one the whole time, and then they recycle when seniors graduate to the new people. Maddie, you've ended up with a locker very conveniently close by to the homeroom classroom. They did that, I think, that you can think maybe on purpose. But you're easily able to locate yours. And Wisteria, do you have like Becca's locker number written on that, or
Yep,
does
it's
Maddie
got a
just
little
have to find it?
delivery tag information to Becca,
thank
locker,
God.
blah blah blah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So as everyone, unless is anyone going to hang back in class for any particular reason, or are you all dispersing?
Dispersing. I need to
Dispersing.
figure
Yeah.
out where the
Good.
heck in the hallways I need to go.
Okay. Yeah. So you all
Yeah, I have a
disperse.
delivery to make, I suppose.
Yeah. You all disperse into the hallways to get your books for your first round of classes from your lockers, or however lockers work. I don't know. I'm from New York. And you are off to find Becca's locker. So, you can kind of follow the numbers until you eventually kind of end up with a locker right next to the girls' bathroom, which is unfortunate. But it's a good way to help you find the bathroom. And Becca, are you there, or are you elsewhere right now?
Probably by the time she gets there, yeah, Becca would be there.
Okay. Anybody there with you, or is it just you?
I don't know. How bored is Jace?
First day, like pretty bored, but you could also meet back up with him at lunch.
Let's meet up with him at lunch.
Okay. Yeah, so you pull up to the locker, and Becca is still there, not quite at class yet. In true CW fashion, the passing period is an hour long.
Oh, God, yeah.
Love
We
that.
respect it. We love it.
It's an episode. It's an episode of Teen Wolf, and 2 full episodes happen between biology and history.
God.
So Becca's not really paying attention. She's just like digging around in her locker. It's day 1. It's already a mess. You don't know how that happens.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like walk up behind her a bit, like slowly, you know, like bring up the courage and say, hi, Becca, right?
She turns around, a little confused. Yeah. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hi, yeah, Wisteria said to give these to you. She, like, holds out the sort of like a bundle, I suppose it is.
Yeah, I mean, knowing Wisteria, it's like a very ornately,
Yeah.
dressed kind of little package, wrapped up, decorated.
Well, thanks for bringing it. I didn't know she had other people do deliveries like that, but thank you.
Apparently so. I'm Maddie, by
Maddie,
the
right?
way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I should be trying to find my class. I don't really know where it is, but I'll get there eventually.
You know the room number? I can give you a hand.
Somewhere in my schedule in my backpack. I'll just start asking.
All right. Well, I don't care about being late, but you have fun with it, so don't get lost
Yeah.
too hard.
I'll try. Nice to meet you.
You too.
I'll see you later. She like gives a little wave and kind of walks off.
She waves back.
All right. Yeah.
Continues digging for a little bit before
Yeah.
leaving also.
Yeah, so, another couple minutes pass. Is there anything else anyone needs to do? Because we're going to kind of montage the first half of the day. Okay. So, passing comes and goes. You all head to your specific classes, whether it be, history, people who are more involved in math, no particular order to it, or it's really just how can we fit all these kids in the classes they need to take to graduate on time. And it's mostly Delaney card day. You're filling them out in every class: last name, first name, what's your home phone number. You're organized into different seating charts. It's all kind of exhausting, kind of taxing in the way that the first couple days of class usually are. But eventually lunchtime rolls around. The school is small enough and has a very large lunchroom that spans both indoor and kind of into like an enclosed outdoor courtyard. So the whole school lunches at the same time. And so at the release of the lunch bell, people are just kind of like bursting out of their classrooms, ready to see all of the new sign-ups for tryouts and clubs and events for this first semester. So is anybody signing up for anything?
Fencing.
Yes.
Yeah, you get to fencing signups, Becca, and it seems like Jace has been sitting there in front of the poster, like on his phone, for about 20 minutes already. And he's kind of like, oh, didn't know when you were going to show up, stayed in class the whole time and everything. Look at you.
I was surprised too.
You don't have to sign. You know you're already on this team.
Sweet, thanks.
I think I'll sign up.
You're going to sign up for what?
Fencing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's been a few years since I've... It's been more than a few years since I've tried my hand at it, but I'm sure I've still got something.
Okay. Yeah, so you go from your class to the fencing sign-up form. Becca and Jace are already there, and there are a few names scrolled on the paper. Some of them you don't recognize in the school, maybe freshmen or new people, and a couple of familiar faces from the previous year's team. The look that Jace gives you is a little bit cold, a little bit unfriendly, but he doesn't quite say anything to you, and he just hands you the pen.
When are tryouts?
Thursday after school.
Which room?
Jim, what do you think?
I'll be there.
Bet you will.
See you there.
And I'll saunter off, take a look at what other tables there are offering their
All right.
whole thing.
I'm gonna head over to the softball tryouts table.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. Yeah, they have a pretty big setup and are kind of a pretty big deal here. There are a bunch of girls kind of hanging out here. Some of them are like sitting on the table. Some of them are actually sitting on chairs. A lot of them are talking with one another. No one's in uniform or anything, just casual clothes because it's the first day of school.
Mhm.
But they see a new kid coming over, and they're just like, "Oh, there's the new one. New one. Hi, are you looking to try out for softball?"
Yeah. When are the tryouts?
Well, the tryouts are out on the field on Thursday. Actually, most of the tryouts are on Thursday. If you didn't know, because you're new here, right? I haven't seen you before. Are you from the private school?
No, I just moved to town.
Where are you from?
I just moved here from outside San Antonio.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's a long way. Have you played before?
Yeah, most of my life.
That's really awesome. I bet you're gonna be great. Here, you can sign. And she like shoves like the clipboard and a pen like into your hand.
Oh, thanks. What's your name again?
My name is Cherry. My parents named me Cheryl, but I actually think that's kind of dumb. So I made my hair fake red, and I call myself Cherry instead.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, Cherry.
What was your name? And she's like vigorously shaking your hand.
Maddie.
Maddie. I like that name. Is it with an IE or with a Y?
With a IE.
Eventually someone from the back like nudges her and she kind of falls forward and they're like, "You're gonna scare her."
Done it, yeah.
He's like, sorry, I'm just excited. I missed playing.
Makes two of us. Well,
I agree,
I'm
Spicy
excited
Bean.
to.
I love Cherry too.
Yeah.
I am personally in love with Cherry.
I will die for Cherry.
Same.
Oh no, I've started a cult.
Cherry stands.
Changing the name of Violet Cove to Cherry Stan HQ.
That's all it is now.
Oh my god. Hopefully the socials are available. Well.
Okay.
Well, I'm excited to see you on Thursday. I'll see you then.
Yeah, and if you need people to sit with at lunch, I am available. When I actually get to eat, I'm actually supposed to man the sign-up table all day. But like tomorrow.
Yeah. Do you want me to bring anything? Like, can I bring food out of the lunchroom? Like, I don't really know what the deal is here.
I mean, yeah, of course. They have lunch, but people bring lunch too.
Yeah.
My mom's fine.
Just okay. You could just eat here. Never mind. I'll see you later.
Okay, goodbye.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, you too.
Maddie walks away being very overwhelmed.
Is anyone else signing up for anything?
Is there like
What
a
other clubs are
gardening
there?
or cooking club?
I don't know. It's gardening. Gardening isn't super popular here because it's so hot that it's hard to like grow.
Oh, there wasn't.
On grounds. I didn't
Yeah.
play it.
I guess Wisteria is a little too busy on other things to be a part of a club. So she's probably still lost in the hallways.
That's valid and totally understandable for her. Anyone else looking for an error? I guess I'm just asking you, Pand, because you're the
Yeah.
only one who hasn't said anything.
No,
It's okay if the answer is no.
no, Marzana is definitely, she's just sitting at a table by herself. And she's that kid that, like, brings, like, McDonald's as lunch.
Oh,
And so,
absolutely.
yeah, so she's just sitting there, like, eating it, unpacking it, kind of glaring at the clubs, like, all the tables and stuff, but she's not going to approach any of them.
Yeah. As they pass, Hazel kind of gives you the sup nod. And they kind of sit like a safe like 7 to 10 feet away from you, but like within your comfortable silence area. And also
Socially distanced. Got it.
yeah. So you know what? You didn't have to bring the real horrible world into it, but you chose
Right.
to. But you chose to. Yeah, so in a socially distanced manner. Yeah, the lunchroom slowly starts to fill up. People who were previously outside talking about their teams or their clubs and activities make their way in, and a lot of the tables are full. Eventually, you see what is very clearly the football team in jerseys, and some of them wearing their helmets for no other particular reason than because they can. Come from out in the hallway where they had like a big end table blocking off the side into the lunchroom and up onto like a small stage with a microphone where they sometimes make lunch announcements. And instead of using the microphone, Lloyd, who's in your homeroom class, just like total meathead, he's on the football team, he's on the baseball team, he's on the lacrosse team. You think that there might be 2 or 3 of him in secret just to go to all of these practices, but allegedly there's only one. And he gets up, and instead of using the microphone, he just yells. He goes, "Happy lunchtime, Violet Cove Prep!" And some people are like, "Yeah," he's cheering. And he goes, and he goes on. I don't want to yell. I actually don't want to yell because I live in a house with other people, so I'm not going to do that again. But he is yelling, and he's kind of like, this Friday night is, one of our favorite games of the year, where we crush Summit Prep at football. And now people are getting a little pumped, because although not everybody likes sports, everybody hates Summit Prep, which is the private school in town, as most of you know. Some people are actually booing and yelling mild obscenities. There are a couple of staff members around the lunchroom that are like, settle down. But the lunch staff is kind of just sitting back and watching us laughing as they're serving. And it's kind of like, Friday night at 8 p.m. Catering by Dally's. Be there, P Square Pub. And he gets off stage, and all the football guys are like, "Oh, yeah," like football guys. And they kind of hop off, and they head towards like the outdoor courtyard for seating, just like in an absolute, like a stampede of animals. Just they've come and they've went. And as they go, the lunchroom is kind of just bursts into chatter about everything that's going on. So I see most of you are loner types, but
I'm going.
assume
This seems
You're-
like the perfect opportunity for some shenanigans.
Wisteria's
you get
probably
extra
there talking. Sorry, Wisteria would be there talking to the coach because her family does catering. So, oh, hold on, wait, I forgot. Does the diner do catering or?
the diner is catering this event. But
Okay.
like you can also sell baked goods if
Yeah,
if you'd like. You could have probably already had that arrangement in place. You're a senior by now.
yeah. The arrangement would be in check, but she's just there, like, hey, coach. Things same usual. Wait, where am I? Am I in the right place?
This is the lunch line. Are you looking for the coach or what?
I am looking for the coach. Thank you. Where is he?
The coach or what?
Oh, football.
The coach football. Mr. B.
Yeah.
I'd probably be in his office by now. And the lunch staff guy is kind of just like looking at you like confusing. What do you need Mr. B for? If you're, I mean, you don't play, do you?
Oh no, this is for catering. Yes, catering and fundraising. The bake
Well-
sale.
Well, he's probably in his office because it's lunch.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where that is?
No, but I'll find it. And she just wanders off.
Oh, God. Okay.
We still lost Queen.
We do love her.
We do honestly, Stan.
We stand a directionless legend. Yeah, anybody else having any discussions over lunchtime or anything like that?
Who's the star player of the football team?
That would be Thomas. He is also a senior, although he's not in your homeroom class. He is their quarterback and kind of an all-around, like, good American, like, popular boy.
Okay, perfect.
I don't like the way that you said that at all.
I'm gonna walk up to
I'm
him
not
and I am
even a
going
player.
to, I'm gonna try to hypnotize him.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
Dominant assertion.
Not telling him-
So first of all, the football team is all kind of sitting as a group outside. So are you just like moving right through them to get to it? To get to him?
I'll try to give him a reason to come over to me.
Okay. So
I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that just yet, but maybe I'll start a rumor that I've been talking shit or something.
so are you so you're trying to like maybe talk shit loudly in his vicinity to gain his attention?
Yes,
Okay.
to no one in particular, but yeah.
Okay. So after dropping his name a couple times, you can kind of draw him out, and he's kind of like, did somebody say my name? He kind of like comes out of like the immediate group and is like looking around funny.
I'm gonna make eye contact with him. And this is where I work my vampire charms.
All right. So what are you gonna say for like the hypnotism, and then you need to make a hot roll.
Yes. Tomorrow at the game. Or wait, today's Monday or it's Friday, right?
No, today is school years usually don't start on a Monday, so today
Okay.
is Wednesday. So tryouts for most teams will be tomorrow, and the charity game is the next day.
Friday night, you've got a big game. I would like you to make a show of it. Do something that would get you in the papers, and preferably something that would throw the game.
Wow.
Okay,
so a hot roll. My hot score is 2. Or wait.
yeah, so you're gonna roll 2d6 and then add 2 because your hot score is 2.
Oh, okay. 2d6 plus 2. All right. Dice rolling app because I don't have my dice with me because I didn't plan well. Okay,
That's the way it goes sometimes.
that's an 8.
Okay, pretty good, but not great. So on an 8, the hypnosis will work, but it'll kind of be a little fucked up. So there are 3 conditions. You get to choose what exactly has happened.
Honestly, but you choose one. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'll have him realize exactly what I've done to him.
Okay.
But this is after the fact, correct?
It's almost like there's no like correct like interpretation of what that means in the book. Oh, a good girl is here.
Oh, it's Bluebell.
To my knowledge, I think I'm gonna play it like he kind of knows that he's being manipulated, but can't stop himself from doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of looking at you, and like you're a tall dude, but he's a really big guy. Just works out all the time, super buff, pretty tan, and kind of looking down at you, and you can see his eyes are really conflicted, and he goes, all right, man. If that'll make it a good game, raise the money,
Absolutely.
And he kind of starts to back off. As a quick anecdote, Amanda and I had a teacher in the 6th grade who told us when you back away from a crazy person, you're supposed to take 10 steps backwards while facing them and then turn around and run, and that's kind of what he does. He's backing
many
away back
Beautiful.
into his group slowly.
I am ready to make some enemies.
All right, so that's happened. The football team is kind of all like looking back at you, a little concerned and confused. But Tommy,
I'll throw him a wink, just a little.
Oh, you, you can. With what intent?
Just like a surreptitious wink to let them know that I know something they don't.
I'm not gonna make you roll because it's not like there's gonna be any immediate effect to that.
Yeah, I'm just setting them up to really hate me later.
Yeah. So a couple of them see it, and they're kind of just fucking weird kid. You hear them, whispering about you, a couple rumors, and so like, I heard this, I heard that, a bunch of ridiculous, untrue things about you in the school.
Although if they actually knew about me, those stories seem. Those are all relatively minor.
It's more along the line. Yeah, it's more along the lines of like, I heard that he actually sleeps at the school at night. Like, yeah, I've never actually seen him leave. And they start going off on that. Who else? Let's see, Wisteria, you were looking for Coach B's office.
Yeah, as a failed attempt, she's just gonna go over to the football players and take their request for the cookies and that kind of stuff. She is 4'11", so she's just gonna like have to tap something to get their attention.
Yeah. So as Bryce kind of backs away, they now turn to the other side and see you. You've made baked goods for them before. A couple of them, their families actually deal with your family. So although you're like a tiny girl, they like you. And so some of them are like, "Oh, Asteria, like, what's up, girl?"
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I am here to take requests for the baked goods at the table for the game. This is going to be a crunch time order, so depending on your request, it might special interest fee.
One of them is like, "Oh, thank God you came. We actually already have a list."
Oh my goodness.
And he takes out his phone and he opens the notes app and he screenshots and he's like, "Is your airdrop on?"
Airdrop.
Like on your phone.
Where did I leave my phone?
Why don't you just write it down? And he like turns his phone towards you.
Okay, Sarah's gonna copy down the notes. Hey, why were you guys talking to the hoodie kid? I don't actually know his name.
Yeah, I don't. What was his name? And they're like looking back at Tommy, and he was, Brian. I don't know. He came over. He said my name, so I thought I should talk to him, but it was just some weird shit.
Maybe he could be a potential client.
I don't know. He doesn't seem like the type.
Nonsense. None of you seem like the oatmeal raisin type, but you all are. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Wouldn't want everyone in the school to know that you like grandma cookies.
I would ask if you're trying to be manipulative, but I know that you're not. That's like me as a like an MC saying that. none of them in character. You got everything then?
Mm-hmm. Have a good day,
All right,
gentlemen.
we'll see you on Friday, dog.
Don't break any bones.
All right.
And she's just gonna skip off.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything else to do at lunchtime before we move on?
Insisting to Jace that they go to homecoming because they get to watch people do sports ball things.
Okay, yeah. So, you and Jace are an interesting duo. Most people know that you're both gay, but for a while everybody thought you were dating. And in that time of kind of years, you've been able to form a kind of bubble. So people will sit at the same table as you, but definitely a safe distance away. Like a force field kind of around you. So you have some relative space at the table. Jace doesn't really eat lunch here. He's mostly on his phone. And you're trying to insist that you guys need to go to homecoming then?
Specifically because, oh my god, we get to watch people do sports ball things. It's gonna be so entertaining.
I mean, is it gonna be any more entertaining than last year's game, which wasn't entertaining at all?
Listen, if there's a chance that something stupid might happen, I want to be there to see it.
Oh, buddy, there's a chance.
If you really want me to go, I'll go. But only for you.
Jace, look me in the eyes. Who else in this godforsaken school would I even be able to ask?
I don't know. Maybe one of the new recruits. We got a couple of signups, and he's kind of like, he pulls the fencing sign-up sheet out of his folder. He's just like, freshman, ugly. That Bryce kid, he's. I really hope he can't fence.
I don't know. I don't really have anything against the guy.
You don't think that he's a little off? Like, the way that I'm off?
You have it on better authority than I do, I guess.
We'll keep an eye out. I guess it's good that he's trying out. We can keep a close watch. Maybe something entertaining will happen here.
Cheers.
Alright. Last call for activities during lunch. Okay. So after your lunch block as a school, the bell rings again, and people less eager than they were to come to lunch slowly shuffle out of the courtyard and out of the lunchroom, back into the hallways where the tables have been cleaned up for signups, and they that was the wrong word to start the sentence. People are all heading towards their classes for the second half of the day. This is kind of just the similar sort of thing. You've got Delaney cards, you've got seating, you've maybe got a couple of really annoying icebreaker introductory games, even though the majority of the people that go to this school have been going to school with each other since kindergarten or first grade. And eventually, you make it towards the final bell. Being seniors, you guys maybe don't have full schedules, so the end of the day is the end of your day, and you can all head your own separate paths back home. If you have something else that you do after school, like you work, or you want to practice, anything like that, it is end of daytime.
All right.
Yeah, you'll all also be assigned on your way out. You're kind of assigned senior parking spots for like to take into effect in your final classes. You're given it on like the way out.
Perfect.
Great, I can leave my skateboard there.
I can imagine like a giant like painted parking spot with one plain gray grip skateboard in the middle of it, and there's like a padlock sitting on top, and it's not.
No, it's not attached to anything.
Yeah.
It's just a padlock sitting
there.
on the top of it.
Yeah, perfect.
Bonus points if the key is taped to the bottom.
No one will ever see it until she does a kickflip.
Yeah, so on your way out, you see Maddie, you see Cherry again kind of talking to some other people you saw at the softball people, and she waves hello to you and she says, "Do you need a ride home? I have a car. I can take you home. It's not a big deal."
Oh, I'm not too far. I rode my skateboard to school, and I was planning on just doing that home. It's very kind of you, though.
Oh, I mean, I'm glad that you live close then. But if you ever need a ride, you can actually just like text me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't have many people in this town's phone number. I kind of got out of the practice. Sorry. And she just like takes out her phone and like brings up the contact.
Yeah.
It's like just yeah.
Her thumbs move so fast, it's like blurry.
Yeah,
She doesn't even need to
very
touch. She's just like,
Okay.
Cherry is a texting queen.
yeah. So she puts her name in as like Cherry, and then there's the actual like cherry emojis, and also the honey pot emoji with her number. And in the notes, she left a colon parentheses smiley face.
Oh.
So now you have a contact. And she goes, yeah. Meanwhile, who actually brought a fucking car besides Bryce?
I have a moped. I have a little moped.
What a group this is, with a skateboard, a car, a motorcycle, a bicycle, and a moped.
And Wisteria's having some technical difficulties with it. You know, you can probably hear her exclaim some "darn it!" and noes in
I'll
the
come over
parking
and
lot.
give it a kick and get it going again.
Yeah. As this is happening, Vivian and her kind of two cheerleader underlings, Lexi and Brianna, are walking past you towards the very nice like Mustang that Vivian drives, parked not too far from your moped in the parking lot incidentally, and she sees Bryce kind of kick your moped back into place, and she goes, "Typical, aren't you two meant for each other?" And Lexi and Brianna laugh, and they start to keep walking.
Oh, don't project your insecurities on me. Wisteria's gonna get up and like dust the dirt off of her skirt and hop onto her moped and take out of her basket some cookies. Here, as a thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you notice one of the cheerleaders is now taking a picture of this happening.
Oh, that reminds me. You want my father's tractor? It's not working again. Could you come and take a look at it sometime today?
Yeah, not a problem.
Spicy.
Great, thank you. I'm just gonna like pull out and go the wrong way and then go the right way.
Are you taking Bryce with you now, or are you just expecting him to come by later?
I'll come by later.
Okay.
I do have to drive my car home first.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough room on the moped for him. Well, actually, there probably would if she were to sit on his lap, but just in general, probably.
No, honestly, my uncle used to drive a moped. You would be shocked.
Okay, but
Could
these
fit
all-
like 4, 5, 6 people on there.
I'll
Feels
find a
fine.
way.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right, you head home. Maddie, I'm assuming you're heading home by skateboard.
Mhm.
Bryce by car, by junker. Mars, what are you heading home right away?
Yeah, well, no, not home. She'll probably head to the diner.
You have work.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's going on at Dally's Diner right now? So, I mean, it's pretty busy, but it's almost always pretty busy, especially on the first day of school.
Right.
You see that right now, a lot of those softball girls are there, as well as some people you know to be the photography program students. They pretty often have a big table with a lot of their stuff laid out and talk about it. So those groups are there when you show up for your shift, and your boss, which is Trevor, he isn't there right now, but some of your coworkers are, and they let you know that he's just stepped out, for one thing or the other. They're not really sure, and there's no real clock in, clock out here. You just show up, do your shift, honest, and get paid, at the end of the week.
Figured as much.
Yeah, so you have your shift tonight. And Becca, what are you doing?
Going home, and by home I mean Jace's.
Okay. So yeah, so you're driving home. You get there, you have a key. He's already there. He likely just left. And he's on his couch. AC's on. It's too hot. It's late August. He's watching some bullshit on Netflix. And as you walk in, he just gives you the slow clap, like, the whole day, every class, Becca. Woohoo!
I know. Did you also? I don't know with you. You just kind of vanish.
I actually have a short schedule on Wednesdays, but by tomorrow, count me out. That's just boring.
Understandable.
If I had
Understandable,
a nickel
have
for
a day.
every Delaney card I filled out. In fact, I remember when they introduced Delaney cards. It was better without them. So if you're staying around the whole time, then who is it you're looking out for? Don't lie to me.
Okay, first of all, you had the chance. You were alive at the time to take out the person who invented Delaney cards, and you didn't?
I can only do so much.
I forgive you. Anyway, yeah, you know that new chick, Maddie, I think her name is?
Yeah, like kind of butch, signed up for softball.
Yeah. You know me. Not. I have nothing against new people. I'm just like, huh. So I'm keeping an eye out more than anything else right now.
Do you know her?
Not really. She moved here like what, a couple weeks ago? Yeah, sounds about right.
Do we know what part of town she's from? We can swing by, stake it out.
I've already done that a couple times. I mean,
Ooh, look at you.
Listen.
I'm listening. I am listening.
You know, like the light shoulder punch that you give to a friend sometimes? He gets one of those.
Okay. It's gonna take a lot more than that to hurt me.
Listen, if you want to head out, I'm down. Not like I have anything else to do ever.
Yeah, let's take a drive. Let's take a drive.
You're right of mine.
And why don't we cut to some action with with Bryce and Wisteria. Bryce, after you drop off your car, are you going to head over to her family's place right away, or do you have something else to do?
I'll head over right away. I don't have anything
Okay.
else to do.
Are you switching cars?
Sure.
Like, the answer can be no. I just find it
No,
amusing that
I
you
will.
have multiple
I am going to be
cars.
switching cars.
Okay.
Maybe making a
any-
lot of noise.
Alright, so you're like one of those assholes that drag races around my block at 3 a.m.
Kind of, yeah. Except it's an old Ford GT40, so it's a classic car. That Bryce may have personally driven around a few racetracks back.
My
when it
no
was new.
driver's license ass Googling for GT40.
Fail.
That is nice. Okay. Yeah, so you head over. You're the neighbors to the garage who at first didn't like your cards. They're kind of an older couple, but they've grown to like them, and they kind of give you like a wave and a whistle as you head out. And you can make your way with that speed to Wisteria's family's place pretty quickly. It's a little bit towards the outside of town, closer to Summit Prep than anything, because they need the space for their livestock and the other stuff that they grow. But you still make it there in like 15-20 minutes.
Wisteria will be out front weaving some daisy chains into flower crowns.
Oh, that's nice.
Wholesome.
One does.
I'm gonna go find the tractor and get it fixed up.
Oh, you're here. I can show you where it is. And she's gonna like try to put the daisy crown on your head, but because
Oh my goodness.
it's more like on your shoulder.
Just look over at it, look back at her. Where's the tractor?
Oh. She kind of deflates a little and then like trods over to the tractor, pushes open the barn doors. Here it is.
Thank you.
Well,
What's
since
wrong with
she's
it?
in the
What's going to
barn-
be happening? Just stopped running, or
She's over petting the cows. It was working, and then it made this weird noise, and then it stopped working. Also, a bunch of smoke came out of it, like all over the place.
okay, that sounds like
really
the
want my
radiator's
tractor.
busted. I'll fix that up.
So,
Yeah, so you can get right to work, and with your expertise and knowledge, you can fix the problem pretty easily. Bryce,
Mm-hmm.
you locate it. I personally don't know how to fix things. I would say, does the process maybe take about an hour or so?
Yeah, if that.
Okay, Wisteria, are you hanging around while Bryce is fixing the tractor, or are you out and about?
Wisteria would be tending to the animals within the barn, feeding the chicken, the pigs, brushing off the horses, the cows, making sure they're all taken care of. Definitely giving a lot of extra love to the cows, just saying like, oh, you're a good Betsy. Oh yes, aren't you pretty? And then
They deserve it.
when she realizes like, he's done. You're finished. That's great. It's late. Would you like to stay for dinner? I have most everything prepared. It doesn't take too long. Come on, you should stay. As thanks. And you can also talk
All right.
payments with my dad.
I don't.
They
need
like
payment.
you. She doesn't pay attention to that line and just skips off to the house to start cooking dinner.
Okay.
All right.
I suppose I'll be eating dinner here then.
All right. So, does chat have any names for Wisteria's parents? If so, let's get
Oh
some
my God.
good farm folk names for these parents.
Oh my God.
Harry, I'm assuming that you're looking at chat.
Yeah.
Chester.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time inside their house. I'm assuming that it's sort of a cottagey, larger, big open floor plan with the beams. The land is cheaper out here than it is where we live, IRL. So that they got plenty of space, and you can hear them talking and cooking in the kitchen, making a nice dinner for you guys to enjoy. And in that, I think we will, while that is happening, while the cooking is happening, we will cut back to Jace and Becca on a ride around. So I think Jace is one of those assholes that drives like a Range Rover, like Mr. Russo.
Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god, that's a name I haven't heard in years.
Yeah. And shout out to Mr. Russo. Sure hope he never sees this. Yeah, so he's got like this black Range Rover, not super clean on the inside, definitely shiny on the outside. And he's gonna hop in the driver's seat and kind of let you direct him where we are supposed to be going to do our spying.
She gives him very good directions. She has all of Wisteria's non-existent directional skills.
Okay, it was a trade.
Oh my god.
And that's called party balance.
Oh yeah, our D&D parties could never. Oops, all rogues. Yeah. So he follows your instructions driving through town, and although you went to his house first, you being on a motorcycle and then in a car, and Becca being on a skateboard, I'd say you can actually make it to her block just as she's arriving. So Jace will park the car kind of around the bend where there are some trees, and he will hop out and kind of wait. Are you coming?
Yeah, fuck it, why not? This might as well
Yeah.
happen. She has a very this might as well happen mindset right now.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so you guys are hiding behind the car, and you can see Maddie on her skateboard, turning onto the block. And Becca, are you I'm assuming you're a pretty good skateboarder at this point, or are you newer at it?
I think she's like a functional skateboarder. Like she can get around. Like she's not.
Okay, yeah.
She's not like the like a sweet tricks type of person. More just like this is a fun mode of transportation.
Good for her.
So
Good
she's,
for her.
For her.
she's
Absolutely.
getting down the street.
Yeah, so you guys see her, nothing special, but she can definitely hold her own. And Jace is like, something's off about her too. Don't ask me why, I can just feel it.
What, you can just feel it in your bones or something?
Something like that. I don't know, like the same way I felt when I moved to town and I met you. You know?
Right. And here we are today. Okay.
Here we are today.
You had to take a wild guess. Just completely unhinged guess. What flavor of
Okay,
off are you feeling?
Not like us. Not like us. Not like that kid Bryce either. Something else. I don't know. Like, I don't think she's like, but I think maybe she's a little. Jay seems to have like a hard time like trying to find the words, and she's like gone into her house at this point, and you guys are just kind of like sitting behind the car staring at the closed door, with Jay's having a mind fart, maybe is the correct word.
Okay, I'm sorry, this is strictly out of character, but you going like was the that sent me. So she just kind
I'm
of.
so glad that you've enjoyed.
She just kind of blinks. I mean, she's already inside. We don't have to stay behind the car. We can just get back in. It's fucking hot. The car has AC.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right. And he will get back into the car and restart it, so the AC starts.
Oh my God.
Like, you don't think that there's something that's like weirdly magnetic about her? And like, why did she even move here? Nobody moves here. Besides me. But like, nobody moves here.
You moved here. She ain't like you. I'm willing to find out. Let's see what happens, kind of a thing.
Did chat ever give any names for Wisteria's parents?
They have not.
Okay, so let's see. What am I naming them? I'm
I
naming
do have
them.
some names in chat. I put some names in the doc. The mom's name is Nancy, and the dad's name is Tom.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
so
Tom and Nancy.
okay, so oh my God, my parents have friends that are a married couple that are actually named Nancy and Tom. Okay.
Art imitates life.
Yeah. So
Okay,
so
Wisteria's gonna go over and give a big ol' hug to her parents and just be like, Bryce came over and fixed the tractor for your dad, and also, as thanks, he can stay for dinner. We always have so much.
yeah. Well, we're already almost done. So why don't you just set the table, sweetie, and we'll be right with you.
Okay.
Yeah. The dinner. Maybe another 10-15 minutes, but everything is done for the most part. You set the table. They put out a couple of family-style plates of, some chicken, some salad, maybe a side dish of like a potato salad or something like that. And you and Wisteria sit on one side of the table while the parents sit on the other. And her father is like, son, thank you so much for fixing that old girl. She really is quite a disaster. I mean, just breaking all the time these days. We might even have to buy a new one soon. But we really can't thank you enough.
It's not a problem. Not at all.
And Nancy is kind of just like, Thomas? And he goes, all right, I was going to wait until after dinner. He pulls out his wallet and he picks out a couple of 20s.
No, you don't.
He like,
Not necessary.
no, really, son. We have a living. You don't. Please take it.
I'm fine. Really, I don't need it.
All right, well, at least enjoy your meal.
Of course.
And you can see your father now locking eyes with you, Wisteria, and he's like looking like down, and you can feel your knee nudged under the table, and he's trying to hand you the money to pass on to Bryce under the table. Are you gonna take it?
She's probably like not paying attention at the moment. She's just like, oh, wait, when did we have that family picture taken? Where are we? How old was I in that? And then like looking around the room, and then also looking at Bryce, like, he's got some oil stuck on his cheek. Can I get that for him? No, he's cagey. I wonder what his field feels like. He has nice hair. His eyes are sad. And just eating her mashed potatoes.
No brain cells spared for Wisteria.
No, her attention's
Especially
going
not
all
for
over
subtlety.
the room. I mean, it's definitely not subtle that she's staring at Bryce.
Yeah,
But it's like a happy kind of stare. Just like, oh, he's cool. He helped out with the tractors. I wonder if he likes cows. I hope he likes cows. Cows are so cute. They have little horns. They make
Oh
milk.
boy.
all right. I think that's enough of that.
Bryce is just like, how quickly can I eat my food and get out of here without being really rude?
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
There will be one more attempt to give you the money before you leave after dinner has
there
ended.
will be one more declined attempt.
Ugh. Now I know what the parents feel like on the other side. Wow. Yeah, so I think that's most of what we needed to do today. So, you all rest up, sleep, and in the morning you can head to school now with your nice assigned parking spots. For those of you that have vehicles that are large enough to be parked, there is a bike rack, Marzana, where you can lock your bike, and you head to homeroom for the next day. The entrance order is nearly the same. Most people, more talkative than they were yesterday. Some people who are friends have managed to put themselves near each other. Some people are just on their phones. Some people are doodling, such and such. The morning announcements this morning, they announced the tryouts that will be after school today for various different sports, including softball, football, fencing, swimming. All that kind of stuff will be after school today in their respective gym or court or field, etc. and etc. They also announced the confirmation of the football game today. Whoa, what was that?
Oh, my bad.
No, it was like my screen flashed white for a second. I don't know if I just saw it or if everybody saw it.
It was just you. I didn't. The stream
Okay.
hasn't picked anything.
Yeah, so they announced the football game for this Friday night, the catering of Dally's. They announced that there is also another sponsor of the football game this year, Dimito Tech Offices, or Dimito Tech Industries. This name doesn't quite ring a local bell for any of you, but Maddie, you've actually heard of them. Because they have an office in one of the towns that you've previously lived in San Antonio. So you know a little bit about them, but at that announcement, there's a little bit of chatter in the homeroom as well that Mr. Nielsen tries to kind of quell and keep down.
Weird.
People kind of start shooting questions at him, like, who is that? And, what family runs that company? Timothy is in the front bothering him in particular. He's like, well, actually, I haven't heard of that company before. Maybe I've heard of them on the news, but they're not from this town. So what are they doing sponsoring a football game? And Nielsen is really just, I don't have a piece of paper to do it with, but he's kind of just not listening. I pretend I do not see it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
is curious.
On her phone, the theater kid of the class, Grace, she eventually says, she's like, all right, I got it. And eventually someone is like, Dimito. And she's like, yeah, Dimito Tech is a GMO, genetic modification lab. What do they want to do with football? And then the class breaks out into chatter again, and there's no way that Mr. Nielsen can keep everybody quiet.
Well, that's interesting. Bryce isn't immediately suspicious. He's done his reading on GMOs. He knows his stuff, so...
Yeah, I mean, with a quick Google search that they do, foods modified for longer freshness or better taste and stuff like that.
Just honestly the future of feeding our ever-growing human race, but...
Yeah, am I right?
Well, that's all right. But it is curious that they're sponsoring a football game. That would imply they have some kind of expansion.
Are you talking to anybody in particular when you're saying this?
No, this is in his head.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah. So the day is fairly normal. People head from classes to hallways to lunch to classes, and when the day ends, a lot of people don't leave today. They actually head to their gyms or outside for tryouts. I think this is the last thing we're going to do before we end our session today. So let's start with I don't know how to make a decision. Let's start with softball because Phil is farther left on my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So you head out to the softball field, and there are a lot of girls there. A number of them are in uniform already, clearly part of the team in past years. You do see Cherry, and you see all of the girls who were sitting at the table when you signed up, who are now in uniform. One of them, who has kind of a particular presence, is likely the captain, and she is standing and checking people in, giving them like numbers to put on their shirts for tryouts. She eventually comes up to you, and she snaps. Maddie, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Maddie.
Yeah. Hello.
Here's your number, and she takes like a number, like 5 off of the thing, and gives it to you to stick to your shirt. And what position do you usually play?
Oh, I'm a pitcher.
Oh, another
Usually.
pitcher.
I can do whatever. It's just that's what I used to. It's what I've done the longest.
Me as well. It's Cassie. I'm the captain.
Oh, nice to meet you.
She'll put her hand out to like shake yours.
Mm-hmm. She shakes like pretty quickly.
Okay. Strong handshake, or are you going for the wimpy one?
I mean, not like overly firm, but like, you know, a
Just
confident
average.
Handshake. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Like it's a
And
confident handshake.
we're excited to see you. Well, Cherry certainly is. And she
she seems rather
she says, we'll see you on the field.
All right.
What did you say? You cut out on my end? Sorry.
Yeah, Cherry seems a bit excitable.
Cherry's a catcher. She really likes new people. So we're sorry if she maybe scared you yesterday. We're actually worried that you might not show up. It's been a long time since we've had someone with, experience try out for the team.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't miss this either way, so.
Well, we'll see you on the field. And she moves on to the next person. There's no real equivalence to a performance check in this game, or a check of any kind. So I want to say roll 2d6 straight just to see how you do. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because you do have experience in your backstory.
That is a 5.
A 5. Yeah, so they do some group drills with everybody to test kind of like your stamina running, have you up to bat maybe once or twice. And things were going well until then. But you see Cassie, the captain of the team, kind of pitching for everybody to try out, and you think back to her introducing herself as a pitcher also. You feel kind of threatened, kind of nervous, and you miss the first 2 shots. the first two swings.
Pitches,
I don't know. Yeah, first few pitches. Thank you. Sports. And then
Yeah.
you feel kind of like a light like punch on the side of your leg, and it's like Sherry squatting down. She's like, "You can do it. Just hit the ball."
Trying.
And you managed to hit the third one pretty well. The rest of your tryout is kind of mediocre. This softball team seems maybe a little bit more hardcore than the ones that you've been on in the past. The style is different, and it's hard for you to keep up jumping around from like one thing to the next thing. But considerably, with the other girls, a lot of which are freshmen or sophomores trying out, who have little to no experience, in comparison, you're doing pretty well.
Now I forget, is this a game system where you get experience when you fail rolls?
That's like not an official role, so I don't think I can give you experience for
That's
it.
fair.
Yeah, but you get experience when you do get experience when things go wrong on official roles in this game, though. And isn't it lovely?
Yeah, it's a nice mechanic. I like it.
All right, yeah. So the results for the tryouts will be posted tomorrow morning on like the indoor gym's lockers, you are told before you leave.
Great.
And let's do a fancy fence. Let's do a fancy fence.
Yes, we shall.
So the pool for this team is smaller, as it's less common to like have a fencing experience than it is to have experience with something like softball, baseball-esque. People play baseball with other kids on their block when they're younger, but they totally don't fence when they're younger.
Maybe
so
you don't.
the few signups you get, I don't know what kind of money you think I have, Phil. There are only like 4 or 5 new people here, other than the kids who are already on the team. Jace is there with you, Becca. This is a small enough team where return players are pretty much guaranteed a spot and don't have to retry out. But they give gear out to all of the new people, or shall I say, Jace delegates you to give out gear to all of the tryout-ees while he sets up the mats and stuff in the gym. And that will include Bryce, if you have anything to say.
Well, my style might be about 150 years old, but maybe I still got it. Let's see.
Wait, does he actually like say that?
No.
Do you say that?
I would say my style's a bit antiquated, but I think it should suffice.
So Becca hands out all of the equipment, all of the gear, the swords, whatnot. Just kind of going around, handing stuff out to people. Gets to Bryce. Oh, hey, you're actually here. Nice to see you. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so
honestly, if you're any good, you'll probably make it.
All right, let's get a straight roll for you as well, Harry, to see how it goes. 2d6.
Okay, 2d6 roll. That is a 6, perfectly average.
Okay, yeah. So you're definitely a little bit rusty. You didn't have any time to practice because you were too busy fixing that tractor last night for Wisteria's family and not taking any money for your work. But once you're doing it for a little while, the skills kick in. You see Jace kind of take a note once you're doing well, and there isn't like there, but there's definitely mutual respect.
Mm-hmm.
So although it takes some time, you're feeling all right by the end, and just like most of the other teams, the results will be up tomorrow outside the gym.
I'm feeling confident.
And unless anybody else wants to pull out a surprise sports tryout, I think we're gonna end the session there.
Oh.
All right, yeah. So you've tried out for sports, and we will have the summit prep football game and the school day prior in our next session, which will not be next week because Phil and I will be in Massachusetts. So the following Wednesday, we will be on at 3 o'clock. For now, why don't we go around and plug some pluggables?
Where are we starting?
Yeah.
Let's start with.
If you have something to say,
Let's
just
start
say
with
it.
Maddie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm Phil. I play Maddie. You can see more of me on my Instagram, which is dr.kutch, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/Phil_Kutch. And follow me on either of those, and I usually post about when I'm streaming on Instagram anyway, and I'm probably going to be streaming later tonight, so check it out.
Yay. All right, Harry, why don't you go, because you're next on my screen.
This is my YouTube channel. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that bullshit. I got 2 podcasts going on this channel. Well, Saratoga by Night's on hiatus, but Controlled Chaos is not. Tune in. It's wild. I'm on Twitter at Harry_Wyckoff, and you can find me on twitch.tv/TheOnyxPath from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Not 4 to 6 p.m., sorry. 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Playing Changeling the Dreaming. So, yeah.
All right, Vic, go ahead. Do you have anything to plug?
I'm Vic, playing Becca, I guess, for mentioning this. I don't really have anything to plug. I don't really have, like, a social media presence, TM. I'm just kind of simply vibing over here.
You can locate Vic in the void if you need her.
It's pretty easy. Just look into the void.
Just yell.
Bring facts.
Gaze into the abyss as you will.
Yeah, there's a role for that.
Yeah, there's a role for that in this game.
Gaze into the abyss. Bring snacks.
All right, Pand, you got anything?
Well, I'm Pand. I play Mars, who you'll see more of. She's a little hidden. You can find me at PandMilo, Instagram and Twitter, and also follow our Violet Cove Instagram and Twitter at Violet Cove RP for updates, fun stuff. Interact with us. So
hopefully some memes coming soon also.
Hopefully some memes. Hoping to make some. So we'll see about that.
All right, Jane, what you got?
Hello, I'm Jane. I play Wisteria. You can find me at Twitter and Tumblr, both under the name The Confused Crow, all one word, all lowercase. I'm also a cast member of Controlled Chaos. It's a real good time. Check it out whenever that gets uploaded. And yes, there will be more official art soon. In terms of character progress on the coloring sheet, I'm not yet done with Bryce, but I'm getting there.
I'm Max. I'm the MC for Violet Cove. Hope you enjoyed today. Just the introduction to hopefully what will be a very shenanigan-filled year in this town in the middle of goddamn nowhere. You can find me on Twitter at ArcaneGoth, on Instagram at ArcaneGoth, or if you're into cosplay at arcanegoth.cos. On my Twitter, you can find the info doc for Violet Cove with more information about the setting. You can also find me on Saratoga by Night when it's off hiatus. You can find me on Controlled Chaos with Jane and Harry. Or I guess you can find me in the Void whenever I want to see Vic. As I said, our next episode will not be next Wednesday, but the following at 3 p.m. live, and we really hope to see you there.
Bye-bye,
So, yeah, don't let the vampires bite. I guess we say that at the end of every show.
Bye-bye.